All right, we are live. Hopefully, finally. um, I had to switch to my other streaming service. Turns out we're out of time. But outside of that too, I had a bunch of other random tech issues. So let's go ahead and dive on in to the charts on the day. But first, let's share our screen. Bing, bing, ding, ding, bing, bing. All right. We should be good to go. Let's go ahead and get this up here. What's up, y'all? Thanks for hanging around. I know we're about 15 minutes late today. I had some major tech issues with the streaming service. I couldn't seem to connect to YouTube. And then when I finally got it connected, it was being buggy there as well. So looks like we actually are approaching a 5,200 cross. We're over here at 4,130. I'm going to pull up Thinkorswim as well. We were bouncing off the lows of around 4,100. And you can see this has kind of been a rip for a little while. Since about 7 o'clock, we've been bouncing off that low there. Low was 4,098. And we are coming up to 4,130. We're hitting pretty tough resistance there at 4,130, as you can see by all these upwicks. So we are approaching a 5,200 cross on the 1 minute chart. 9's above the 12. We are in pretty bullish form. I'm going to take a feeler trade here at 6 ticks. Join the bid right there, 3 contracts. Or let me enter. Trying to get in around 4,130. We got in 4,130 and a quarter. Pretty close. Gonna jump to the evaluation side and be in the 50K here. And wait for that pullback. Entering long there. It's 29.25 in the eval. 1 second left in this candle. Looking to get at 30.5. Taking profit right there.
Order filled.
Okay, got out at 40.30. Not a bad trade. Got 65.84 on that one. And we're up at break even on this guy here. Kind of chopping, or rather going sideways. I wouldn't call it chop, but definitely going sideways right now. I think that we will see another breakout. Made 75 in the sim. I do think that we're going to see continued breakout here. Popping up to 41.32. Momentum looking like 4.1 to 4.4 on the TTM. As you can see, we've kind of been dropping and gaining momentum over and over. I think we have room up to 35, so I'm actually going to join the bid right here. Jumping over to the evaluation side and see if there's an opportunity here. I'm going to wait for that pullback to happen. $4.88. Starting to get a little bit of sell-off on that candle. I'll take this profit here on the sim side. Maybe not. Pulling back a little more than we want to see there. This was a pretty decent jump here off the 9 EMA though. Our entry long is at 32.25 on the sim side. Getting a lot of sell-off there though. I'm going to take a look at the 3-minute chart before I cut this. At the moment, I'm still holding it. Back to break even. Looking at 11.5 to 12.9 to 13.8 to 14.8. So it's looking pretty decent for a 3-minute build. I'm going to jump to the 5-minute. 5-minute also, same story. Going from 9.8 to 12.9. to 14.9. A little difficult to see through the visual impairment at the moment. approaching that 5200 cross. Hopefully it doesn't reject it. It doesn't look like it's going to, depending on, like, based off of its angle, the angle of the moving averages. I'm gonna cut this trade here though. $487 loss on the sim side. We're still good on the eval though. I cut that just basically to pull back to the 9 EMA. I may take a bounce trade here. If I bounce trade this though, I'm only going for like 2 ticks. All right, we got that 2 tick trade back. Looks like it could have gone a little bit higher, but not much. We could be pulling back on this move here, back down towards the VWAP, or maybe consolidation along the 200 moving average if we don't just pop up. We do have resistance right there at 32. Just gonna jump over and check out the chat. What's up, Tiny? Good morning. Completely dorked. Your long entry is dorked. I like that phrasing. Nice little trade. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's all good. What's up, Pawn? I'm careful on the trend lines. Trying to break down, watching it on the move back down. That's also what I was saying too. I actually agree with you. I was looking for a potential move down towards the VWAP or the 200 moving average. If it holds either of those, then I'll maybe look at going along. I would really like to see that 5200 crossover happen. But I do think that you were correct on that, because you can kind of see this sort of leveling off and pulling back off that 30 there, and even dropping below 30. So I could see this potentially pulling back to like the 200 moving average. If we get that 5200 cross though, which is really close, but we've seen this fail several times this month, which is fascinating. But I should say it's only failed on anticipatory trading. But on the actual crossovers, it's played out pretty well. So like if I was taking an anticipation trade right here, that would be like waiting for that 5200 crossover to happen. But when it actually happens, it's usually really, really solid. But I don't want to take anything until we have confirmation, since we've had a couple of ones that didn't actually confirm this month, which is like really, really, really rare. So I'm going to wait for that 5200 confirmation, especially because this has been sideways after that initial squeeze. This has been pretty sideways along this line here. I guess we went from 25 to 30, but new candle now. Getting zoomed in. TTM looking like 3.2 to 3.0 to 2.4. We did get a 35 crossing over the 200. That doesn't mean much. It's just it just helps confirm that the 50 has a higher probability of crossing over that 200 moving average. We got a red dot on the TTM, which could indicate downward pressure. We got 15 seconds on this candle. I actually considered taking a trade off of 28 there. 3.0 to 2.4 on a red dot. TTM. New candle now. The 50 and 200 are touching, not crossing yet. Waiting for this crossover to confirm. That's the 200 simple moving average and the 50 exponential moving average. 2 red dot candles, 2.3 to 1.6. Zooming back in, almost looks like a little micro head and shoulders. Oh, I appreciate that about the background. Yeah, we set this up last night. Pretty happy about how it came out. We got the psychology of money there. We've got everyone's an alien when you're an alien too. Little pineapple and a AE86 for all my drifters out there. TTM looking like 1.4 down to 0.9. We get a little bounce here. There's that crossover. Just beginning though. Give it about 30 seconds. Then we can look at taking a trade. 9 still above 12. I'm looking to enter long right there off 27. See if we can get that entry. And then I'm actually going to pull this sell order up to 28. I'm going to jump to the evaluation side and see if we are getting this crossover or not. I do see it there. We have 5 seconds left in this candle. More pullback, 3-minute pullback here so far. We're down about $1 in that one. There's that crossover. Joining the bid here.
Order filled.
Enter long 2650. Looking at 2775 on the 50K eval. Came up and hit 2750, but did not pass that. It was one tick too high. Going to reduce to 3 ticks. Try and be a little bit more accurate on the trading.
Order filled.
All right, we got that trade up there at 2750. We are coming back on a pretty bad day from yesterday. So up 156 in the evaluation today. And this one we're looking to get out at 28. We got that crossover there. There's that pop. The crossover is giving us a decent move here. I think that this move may continue. We did get a red candle on the TTM, but I don't think it's going to affect things too heavily. Not with that crossover, because crossover actually has more power, I would say, over the TTM. More power, baby. Nobody ever watches Donut. Up there at 29, coming up towards 30. May get a little pullback here, but I do think that we're going to test 30, probably 31.
Order filled.
Joined the bid long there at 29.75. Should have waited for the full pullback. That was a bit of a mistake there, but we are pulling right back up. A super fast return on that. Just waiting for that exit to hit. We're so close to it. Come on. You just want to go up like one tick.
Order
All right,
filled.
that did fill. Up to 22.52 in the evaluation. Trailing max is at 901. We're getting that rip up through. So we're back up in profit on the sim. This is the moment of truth right here. Is this this resistance level? I do think that we're going to pop up over it because we've got the 5200 cross now. We're getting a cyan switch on the TTM, and volume is pretty good as well. Volume is predictable, which I like. I don't have somebody dropping like 45,000 contracts in like 2 seconds. Big pullback there. I consider taking a trade off of this pullback. Like basically from like 32 to like 32.75. I think it would work out, but I think the move is already passed. So I kind of missed that opportunity, and I'm not going to chase it because that's what I did yesterday. That ended up costing me big. Joining the bid here on the sim side in 32.50, looking to get out of 33.50. All right, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. My lights aren't on in the back. I'll have to turn those on to get that pop up there. Wish I had taken that in the evaluation. I think I'm a little past it now. Gonna take a breather. Even if this rips without me, that's okay. Just want to. Oh, I realized my screen was not up. But yeah, I'm gonna turn these lights on real fast. A little too bright. Yeah. All right. Alrighty, all true. Look at that. Yeah, I can dig it. All right, let's get the charts back up. Did get a nice little rip here. I'm kind of glad I did not take that trade because it did pop down to a doji. Watch out for some pullback here potentially. Maybe down to like the 9. I don't know if it'll drop that far. Hopefully we don't drop below like 33 and a quarter or so. Gonna wait on that trade there. I may take it on the eval side or the sim side though. 0.8 to 1.2 to 1.6 or 1.5 to 1.6. Kind of some leveling off on the TTM here. We do have a bit of a flag pattern. It's a little weird looking, but yeah, it's a little bit of a flag. Man, I'm trying to get like zoomed in, and it's like zooming in like this like flat line. And I'm like, come on, I know there's like it's not that flat. There we go. How's that? That'll do. Hitting a resistance level that we hit up yesterday, basically 35. Joining the bid right here, long. Looking for 4 ticks. We're going from 1.2 to 1.5, 1.7, 1.6, 1.87. It's pretty minimal in terms of momentum, so I'm just going to get out. And I'm going to reduce this down to 2 ticks. Been having a hard time having it go up and hit 4 or 5, so pulling back there, I'm going to cut that trade. If it'll let me out. I was worried that it would pull back to the 9. Honestly, that would have been a really nice little short. It won't let me out of the trade at the moment. You can see the market order just bouncing around there. Kind of struggling to get green on the sim. Gratefully, we've been a little bit more cautious in the evaluation. 1.4 to 1.4 on the TTM1. I'm going to take a look at this on the 3-minute chart. 3-minute has a possible crossover the 5200. It is in a pullback series right now. You can see through the on the TTM anyway. 11.9 to 11.3. 12.8 to 11.9 to 11.3. So that's kind of leveling off. This might not pull back for very long. Where's the 200? Oh, the 200 is actually quite a ways up. It's up there at 46, and the 50 is down at like 20, 23. So those are actually pretty far away. They're like $20 away. So that's probably a good 15 to 20 minutes for that crossover to happen. So we can't really be thinking about that necessarily at this particular point, or at least I don't want to be. Not that length of time. All right, 5-minute chart looking like 15.9 to 17.4 to 17.8 on the TTM. What time is it now? 8:07. Okay, so because we're getting some leveling off there, we do have about 2 minutes left in this 5-minute candle, but you can see we're getting some leveling off there and even some pullback, and you can see that pullback happening on the chart as well. So what I was going to say is that it's essentially leveling off on CTM, but then it just started pulling back. So here we are, pulling back all the way to the 50 EMA. We may pull back to the 9 and possibly even the 12, which is down there at $25. Drop down all the way down to 27. Switching back to the 1-minute chart, so we can kind of zone in on this. That's a pretty heavy pullback, all the way down to 25. Let's see if we stop at the 50 EMA right here at 25 and bounce off that. Nine is still above 12. This did bounce from 25 all the way back up to almost 27. I think it did even touch 27. Pulling back up to the EMA 35. That may be a nice bounce trade off the 35 there, because it did pull all the way back up really well. 9's below 12, so I'll look to go short for like 2 ticks. You could just bounce right here though, and we'll just have to cut it, which is exactly what it's doing. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that. Just went the wrong direction on that one. That one's on me. I guess they're all on me. I mean, I don't ever be like, that's not my fault, unless unless the software was acting weird. 0.6 and 0.7. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Turn the vid right here. Take it on the eval side. Kind of missed that move a little bit.
Order filled.
Got a long entry at 30.5. Looking to get out at 31.25. It's pulling back a little more than I want it to. Gratefully, we're only in 2 contracts, but we do have to watch it. Be very cautious with our trading. It's right below our sell order.
Order filled.
I dropped it 1 tick, took that profit up to 63 on the day. So we entered at 30.5 and we got out at 31. So we got 2 ticks on that. Fine trade. Nine is below 12. We're approaching a 12.26 crossover toward the downside, which looks like it's actually happening now. We may get another bounce off the EMA 35, or may pull all the way back to the 50 and bounce yet again. If we don't bounce off that 50, then watch out for a run down towards the VWAP. But I think that we may have some consolidation here along this 35, and then get a potential crossover for an upward move yet again. Right there at the 35 on 27.50. Now back up at 28. Took a long at 27.50 in the sim. Looks like it's on its pullback though, so I think that I probably answered a little aggressively and a little early. I did make one tick back on that, so we are getting that bounce off the 50 EMA. I'll pull out a little bit, and I'm going to remove some of these old drawings. They're a little distracting to me. Just get rid of anything that's since yesterday. There. Okay. The 200 is still continuing downward. That does look good for more long movement. We do have a red candle on the TTM, which could indicate further downward push. That downward push, I don't see it really dropping below that 50 EMA. You can see it held it there twice, 3 times actually. So it does look like we're holding pretty decently up here. 0.4 to 0.6. It's not a major drop. We bounced out that 50 really well. Pulling back to about the 30. On the bid again at 27.50. Look for a move up 28. 0.4 to 0.8. All right, so we got that trade. Jumping over to the evaluation side. May look for a red yellow move now. In fact, I'm gonna bump this up to like 6 ticks, and I'm gonna join the bid here. And I'm going to join the bid here on the evaluation.
Order filled.
In at 29.50, looking to get at 30.75, which is really, I want to see a rip up to 31. Looks like I could have got a slight bit better entry on that. We're not too bad off. Hands over the cover button. We're getting some stall here. I don't like that stall. $10 seconds left in this candle. Ready to cut this quick. Came up and touched our entry. Now pulling back even more. I want to see that red to yellow happen. We only touched that red yellow for a moment in the previous. I do think we have room up to like 30-250 or so, but we have to get that red to yellow, so we need buyers to step in. I don't like that we got that doji at the top, but we are holding the EMA 35 reasonably. I gotta cut it.
Order filled.
Gave back most of our profit on the day on that one. Still up $29.20 on the evaluation. Gotta wait for that red yellow now, but we are getting more momentum to the downside than I want to see. 0.6 to 1.0 to 1.7. So that's a little heavier. I guess I'm probably glad that I cut it, even if it does bounce up. I'm still glad that I did. I think that we can make that back, especially because we're still profitable. We're still green on the day, so 1.0 to 1.7, 1.8 area. Cutting this trade on the sim side as well. Right back at that 412.50 red on the day on that one. So we're green in eval slightly. We did give back like 225 of our profit plus fees. 1.7 to 2.3 on TTM downside. That went up to our initial entry there, which was at 29.50, the one that we just lost on in the eval side. Finally did pop up. 1.7, 2.1. We're entered long at 28.25 on the sim. And I'm looking to get out just under 30. Kind of seems like the wrong direction, though. Especially because we're still continuing to stack on the bottom side on the TTM. And you can see that we've hit resistance up at this 26 simple moving average several times. I think I want to see a possible crossover type thing, 9 getting above the 12 and a red yellow. I think if we get that, then we'll get some nice rippage. I'm going to put this exit here at 29. There's a rip up to 29.50. You saw that my order there was at 29. This is the kind of lag I'm talking about. Okay, 2.3 to 2.4 on CTM, 1 minute. Now we're getting that possible crossover. I might look for an entry long off 28.50 and join the bid here. Tried to get in at 29, missed that entry. Try to get in at 29.50 again. No, it's not. We gotta find another entry point. Now it's kind of ripping up. I guess I didn't need it, but I would have traded. Put an entry, sitting entry there at 29.50 again. The red and yellow is from 2.5 to 2.4 to 2.0. It touched our entry of 29.50, but did not do it. Exiting and gonna put a entry here at 30.5. That put us in there at 1 contract.
Order filled.
Another entry there off 30, and I'm looking to have them both get out at 30.75. Currently down $100 in this trade. I'm looking to get out at 31 on both contracts. Ooh. Don't pull back like that on me, son. We just entered long on the sim at 28.50. Holding through this pullback at the moment. We're getting a lot of downward pressure though. We need that 9 to get above that 12, and we need this EMA 35 to hold. Gonna have to cut this. I don't want to, but it's not looking good. Five seconds left in this candle. Trailing max is at 400. I'm out.
Order filled.
That hurt. Now we're down 329 on the day. We got to cut this trade. We're definitely getting a fallback down. We may get a complete trend reversal. Yowzers. Mike is stopped out. While not watching it cooking eggs. Yeah, well, it did drop. Yeah, my stop is at the left shoulder top. Short one contract. It looks like you went the right direction there, Tiny. Going short. By the way, we do have a fair amount of people watching, hanging out. Make sure you all like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It does really help the community grow quite a lot. So we would really love and appreciate it if you guys would be willing to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for noties. Two point one to 2.1 to 1.9. My chart. Also, too, you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market like me. Make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. There is a link in the description and a promo code JSBest that will actually hook you up. And this is only for this week. With 65, they're doing a BOGO sale right now. So right now you can actually get 65% off of your account, off your monthly. That goes for life. And then on top of that, going for life, it does also for the BOGO. When you buy one, you get 65% off. When you buy the second one of the same plan, same valuation, you get the first month free. After that, 65% off as well. So you can earn funding as low as 10K and as high as $300,000. I'm currently working on earning funding in the 50K evaluation, which at 165, this goes down to $57.75. Save over $100 for this one. And the 75K, I think, is also a ridiculously good deal. It goes down to 64 and some change. I'm also working the 100K static evaluation, which goes down to $47. Allows you 2 contracts in the mini with a $2,000 profit target. Definitely check these guys out. I personally think that they're the best in the biz. I've taken a look at a lot of different companies, and this is one I've been very, very happy with. And I have actually tried other companies as well. And Elite Trader Funding is consistently really intend to work with because they are by far one of the best that I've seen. Do I have to start trading right away after buying it, or can I wait like another month? I mean, you can start trading whenever from the moment that you buy it, but I mean, I personally, I would only buy it if you're trying to lock in the deal. If you're not trying to start trading right away, if you want to lock in the deal, then yes. Otherwise, I would say that I would only buy when I was ready to trade. But if you're trying to lock in the deal, then yeah, you can certainly buy it. You don't have to trade it. You can hold it as long as you want. So yeah, if you want to grab the deal, then yeah, you get to lock in the deal at that 65% off. Um, and then you can start trading it more or less whenever. You will be billed at the time that you at the time that you sign up though. Your 1 month free if you go with the BOGO, that won't be billed till the following month. But if you just get the initial 65% off one, you will be billed at the time of purchase. And that will start your first 30 days. Your next 30 days will be billed, in 30 days. But I would say that if you're going to purchase it, just trade it your first month anyway. Because the whole thing of it is that, like, if you fail, you fail. It's not a big deal. It will reset it. Like, if you are in failure, when your rebill comes around, it'll just automatically reset you. So you don't have to pay for a reset. And that's what a lot of people do, and that's usually what I tend to do as well. We're getting some really just kind of riding along this EMA 50 here. I don't feel comfortable taking a trade in the evaluation until we see the 1226 crossover actually happen and the 9 getting above the 12. Possibly a cyan switch too. I would consider taking that. We are still getting continued divergence on the 200 moving average though. The more steep the angle on the 200 moving average going down, the more potential for momentum that we have going up. So, and usually when I see the 200 start to like work its way back up above the volume weighted average price, then I start being like, maybe I don't really want to trade this. This honestly looks like a really kind of weirdly drawn out head and shoulders pattern, just from the look of it. Coming up on 8:30. If y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It does really help the channel grow a lot. We also have an amazing Discord community as well. So we'd love to have you guys join in that Discord community. We talk about everything from futures to really just any kind of trading. We also talk about entrepreneurship, philosophy, the concept of it all. I mean, it's called optimistic futures. The concept of it all really is to like to start developing a life that is more in line with what you're actually going for in terms of happiness, not necessarily just profit. Profit does make us happy, but it's not the thing that will keep us happy. Nice big rip there. Obviously, we'll stay happy if we're continuing to profit, but that's not the goal of life, so to speak. Wow, that ripped way more than I thought it would. I was looking for an entry level off that, but just didn't find one. Doing a bit here. Enter long filled. 30 and a quarter. Looking to get out 31.50.
Order filled.
Okay, we did get that. That was 5 ticks back to us. We still got a long way to go to get back into green on the day. I'm really going to stay focused on watching my trailing max, which is at 456, because my trailing max is what will actually kick me out of the evaluation, not necessarily losing, X amount of money. So the trailing max is what I really need to keep the focus on. We're getting some pullback on this one. We did get that trade on this side as well. These are putting in some pretty big wicks. If you look at the wick size, it's from 30 all the way up to 32 and a half. So like a $2 wick is a pretty big wick. We're getting a cyan switch there. We're also getting the 9 above the 12. This is looking good for another bullish run. This time, I think that we'll break out above 35. So I'm looking for a run up to 40 then. I'm going to put in 15.6 here, and I'm going to look to enter, I guess, just right here. I wanted to... Holy crap, that went fast. Yeah, the entry to be long at 33.5. Was trying to get in at 31. All of a sudden, it was up at 35. Like, that was so fast. Pulling back off 35. Unfortunately, that entered us way higher than we wanted to. Let's pull back all the way. That was such an intense move. What was the volume like on that? It really wasn't even that much. No more than normal, 4,500. Big upwick. On that cyan switch there, it's going from 0.2 to 0.5 with a red dot. So it's not a particularly strong cyan switch. But there is the 9 above the 12 and a 1226 crossover. That does help. An entry off of the 9 EMA, which is down here at 2950 area, seems pretty decent. Big pullback there.
Order filled.
Entered long one contract at 29.25. I'm just looking to get out 2 ticks. Hoping to take a little micro
Order
scalp
filled.
off this bounce. There we go. Made back like 20 something bucks on that. Nothing crazy. I'm going to cut this trade on the sim side, though. That was weird. Nice jump. You think a bull trap? For the one free, you get 2 attempts. So basically, you buy one evaluation. That's one evaluation. A lot of people have like contracts are going wild. Hey, look. Yeah, that is a lot of volume that came in this last bit here. Are there any market drops today? I totally just didn't look at the economic calendar. Let's see. Thursday, February. Oh wow, this is so many reports today. I guess I should have known, considering I talked about this on Sunday in the Discord community. But today we've got jobless claims came in at 5:30. Continuing jobless claims. So jobless claims went down. Their forecast was 200,000 and went down to 194 from the previous of 195. So reduction of about 1,000 jobless claims, nothing major. Continuing jobless claims went up to 1.7 million from 1.69 million. Producer price index, see, went to 0.7 from negative 0.2. Core CPI data, so this is all like pretty big, important reports. All this dropped at 5:30 today. We also had 5:45, which was Cleveland Fed Pres speaking, and then we have another talk here from James Bullard. 130 minus 3. 10:30. That was hard. So we have a speech at 10:30. So that's just in about 2 hours. I'm gonna pull back off that. And I can see that bull trap that you spoke of there. So to answer your question about getting like the extra month or what have you, um, so basically you buy one, and you get the second one free for the first month, and then after that you're paying for two evaluations. Okay, just to be absolutely clear. So at that point, what you're paying for is jump over here. So let's just say, for example, you picked up a 10K account here, which was 80, and you reduce that down to 28 bucks. Um, so your first month would be 28 bucks. Your second month would be, if you had two, if you bought the buy one get one free, you'd be at $56 on your recurring billing until you pass your evaluation. So once you pass your evaluation, then then you're on your whatever that cost is, which I think is 80 per month, um, once qualified. So and it's the whole reason why somebody would want more than one evaluation, other than the opportunity to pass more, is that for every evaluation that you pass counts as a funded account. And so let's just say, for example, you get one withdrawal per month at most prop firms. Some prop firms give you two, but you get one withdrawal per month. So if you have two evaluations, two funded accounts, now you get two withdrawals per month. You have three evaluations, three funded accounts. Now you get three withdrawals per month, etc. You can have up to 20 evaluations with Elite Trader funding, and that's really kind of the scaling plan. So to give you an example, you can withdraw when you're very first starting out until you have taken a couple withdrawals. You can withdraw 1,000, then it goes up to like 1,250, and then like 1,500, etc. After a couple of months, there's no more limits on withdrawals. And let's just say you had 20 evaluations and you were withdrawing, 1,500 a month from each of them. Then you're pulling out 30K a month. So, and that's essentially the reason why a lot of people want more than one evaluation, is because they can make multiple withdrawals per month. That's one of the main reasons why. The other reason is that if you happen to fail one, you still got another one that you can continue on for the month, until the rebill happens, and then anything that you failed will just be reset, and you'll be able to jump back into your trading on those ones that you may have failed. But you will have that lifetime discount locked in for the duration of your evaluation. So I hope that answers some questions for you. Yeah, it would be $56, so 28 times two, because you purchased two evaluations. So you get the first month free on the BOGO, and then after that, then you're paying 65% off on both evaluations. So they're essentially giving you 1 month for free. To be absolutely clear, when you buy two plans. So have at least one payment backup. Yeah, that's another reason why. Like, my goal, to be completely honest and clear and whatnot, how long does the sale last? I believe the sale ends on Friday. I think they said it was the 17th. Yeah, that's so the sale ends tomorrow. Tomorrow by 8 p.m. Pacific time. So remember that it's based off of a server. It's not based off of your location. So tomorrow by 8 p.m. is when that sale ends. So that's how long you have to make that decision. If you do decide to pick up one evaluation, you don't necessarily have to get the BOGO if you don't want your rebill to be as high. Does that make sense? But it is a good deal. Check that out. There is a link in the description and a promo code JSBEST so that you can take advantage of that. We did get a pop off that drop there. We're pulling up to 30 again. This has been a really strong area of resistance. So we pulled down below the 50, which dropped us all the way down to about 26 and a half. We're pulling back up to 31. I do think that this has the capability of hitting 35, but man, this thing has been just chopping sideways for a while with a lot of volume, but no less. Reduce this to like 5. $29.50 has served as a pretty consistent entry point in a 29 and a quarter. As a pretty consistent entry point. Why didn't this didn't submit my sell? Putting an exit there at 30. There's no consistent price action movement now in terms of momentum, but we are getting some decent trades just scalping through this chop because it's been pretty consistent moving at like 29.50 area. Like 29 through 30 has been really pretty strong. In long at 29.75 on the sim. We're going to get out of 30 and a half, which we just got. There's a pop-up there. I'm going to reduce to 3 ticks. And I think I'll stay on 3 ticks for a lot of the rest of the day. We're currently down 193. So our peak of the day was up like 230 or something like that. I'm gonna take a look. Today we've lost 3 trades today, and we've won 6, lost. So our accuracy today is kind of low at 66.6%. We essentially took that 3 bad trades in a row. Very sideways. TTM is kind of becoming less useful because of the sideways action. I think that it's probably going to continue to be pretty sideways up until about 10:30 when that speech happens. Just because we've been like look at how much this is resisted. We've had like several attempts up here to break through that. All right. Pulling up to 32. We've got that resistance zone up there. This does look more decent over the previous ones, but then so did that one. Join the bid really high up there, but I think we'll be okay. Took a tiny little trade on that. There's this move up to 35. Straight up rejected to 35 for a moment there. May just rip all the way back down. We'll see. I don't want to trade it myself. It might just could rip without me. I don't know. But this was the move here. And I don't want to trade it now because I kind of already missed the entry. We got that double top right there. As you can see, I'm going to throw a horizontal line up there. Pretty right there. That double top is right there at 34.75. We do have pretty decent momentum taking a look at the moving averages. And just sort of weighting the TTM against it. Like I said, we've had continued divergence on the 5200, which inevitably makes it look like it's going to break to the upside pretty heavily. I'm going to take a look at the 5-minute chart. The 5-minute has a 5200 inbound, but it is a very long way off, so that's not going to be for a very long time. This one here, which we talked about at about 8 o'clock, and we said that maybe a half hour to 45 minutes, coming up hitting 35. We've got a red to yellow on the TTM3. Didn't notice that. 50s down here at 25. 200s up there at 43. I've been looking for an entry off of like 33.50 or so. I don't know if we'll pull back that far. 1.2 to 0.4 on the TTM3. And that's at 8:45. So we'll have a new candle in just about 2 seconds. That one's staying yellow at the moment. Did switch to cyan on the 3-minute. I'm gonna look to join the bid at or enter a 33.75. Could be a little too far of a pullback. What's our trailing max at? 485. Just gonna take that profit on this one. Been struggling to get green on the sim, and I still have some work to do on the eval to get back into green. So we were up 230, and now we're down like I think 200, 193.70. There's the pop up through 35. I guess I should have just taken it. Looking reasonably strong, 2.2 to 2.9. A lot of action today. Where's this upper band at? 57. Watch for resistance at 40. We had pretty strong resistance at 40 yesterday. We're hitting a doji just like we did here on this past section. We may get a mirror move. We do have, well, I wasn't saying ABCD, but it's really kind of like A, B, A, B. This is not necessarily playing out there. 3-minute side. Let's take a look. We may chop out till like 10:30, man. No worries. Need more coffee? My coffee's got cold. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications, but also join our Discord community. Our Discord community is like one of the best there is. Why? Because it's called Optimistic Futures, first off. Second off, because the people that are in our Discord community are amazing. Like, we have some of the coolest people there. We talk about everything from philosophy to entrepreneurship to trading, obviously. And we talk about just a lot of different aspects of life that is focused on creating sort of like that business or that trading or that balance, that just that very right balance of life that really just creates that life that you love. And that's kind of the whole purpose of this whole thing. That's really why I stopped this, why I stopped what I started. That's really why I started Optimistic Futures. As that brain injury working its way into the conversation. But that's really why I started this Optimistic Futures thing, is because I just felt we needed some voices of positivity in the world right now. With everything that's been going on in regards to the world, I just kind of just felt that, like, what can we do to put some positivity out there? You know what I mean? That was really why I decided to start this. Okay, we are continuing to pull up 1.2 to 0.8 on the 3-minute TTM. Took a long off 34.50. I'm going to get out of 35 and a quarter. That's in the sim side. TTM looking like 2.9 to 3.39 to 3.7. I was about to take that off. Boom, boom, boom. Getting some sell off there again. Very sideways movement on the day. Sometimes it's kind of challenging when it's sideways. $3.4 to 3.4 to 3.4. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to switch to some shorts potentially. Back down 525 on the day. We've really been hitting these same numbers over and over, pulling ourselves into red, back into green, back into red. It's been very mixed results on the day. The day does seem a little more, I don't know, bullish over bearish, I guess, but I'm going to take a look at like the last 5 days or so. Let's look at a 10-day chart. Day chart's like super sideways. Trading right in the middle of the range from the last 10 days. On the 10-day chart, though, I think this would be really good for like daily trading. Like if you're able to take like really big longs, or like if you're doing the diamond hands evaluation. This is the only company I've ever seen this. The diamond hands evaluation. This is a really cool thing. This allows you to hold positions overnight and weekends. Has a daily loss limit of 1,500, so you can't lose more than $1,500 in a day, and a max drawdown of $3,500, so you can't lose more than $3,500 on the whole. This allows you 2 contracts in the mini with a $5,000 profit target. This one I think goes down to 127. This is the only company I've ever seen anything like this, by the way. The diamond hands evaluation is just not something that you'll find out there in the wild. Also, the 150K static evaluation. You'll find the 100Ks out there, but not the 150s. They really do have some unique and unprecedented plans. But I was taking a look at the 10-day chart, and this honestly would have been a really nice trade to enter here. What was this at 5:30 this morning, and to just kind of hold it through, because we are getting sort of a potential here for a possible crossover. of the 1226 on this 30-minute chart. So what that looks like is essentially like I'd probably want to exit here like 4140. Just taking a look at this because I could see that the 200 simple moving average is actually approaching the 50 on the 30-minute chart. So when these cross over, this is likely to cross over to the downside and probably fall pretty heavily. So a short really off of like 41.40 or so looks pretty strong. But we do have possible TTM crossover happening here. We'll actually have a new 30-minute candle here in about 3 minutes. So I'll take a look at that in 3 minutes. Switch over to 15-minute chart. And 15-minute actually got the 50 cross to the downside on the 15-minute chart. So we'll have to see if this pulls itself back up. We have a possible crossover inbound of the 1226 on the 15-minute chart. We will also have a new 15-minute candle here on the TTM at 9 o'clock. So we're going from, on the 15-minute chart, we're going from 8.2 to 4.5 on the TTM current. And this went from starting at 8, from 15.12 to 11.66 to 8.2 to 4.7. So really some pretty decent movement on the 15-minute chart. Major wicks all the way across the board. You can see rejecting there at 36.5, which is where that EMA 35 is on the 15-minute chart. So you can see you can actually use a lot of these moving averages and predict where things are going to reject pretty well, actually. It's kind of like doing support and resistance on autopilot. You just have to remember to actually go through and check all these. And it would be kind of nice if it just sort of like printed out like a little thing, like, like displayed exactly where it was on each time frame and like displayed it in sort of like a level 2 type format like this, more like a time and sales format like that. I think it'd be really cool as an indicator. I wonder if I could build that in ThinkScript. 8.2 to 4.6 pulling back. Let's see if this pulls back to like 27. Another thing to note on the 15-minute chart is that the 9 EMA is approaching a crossover of the 12 EMA. This typically gives us bullish action pretty decently, actually. I'm going to jump back to a 3-minute and see what's going on here. Not a lot going on in the charts right now. We're fast approaching 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock now. All right. Let's watch for the volume. Let's check our 5 minutes. First, let's check our 3-minute chart. This has a 5200 crossover inbound, but that may reject considering that some of the longer time frames it's actually flipped. TTM going from 0.7 to 1.4 on the 3-minute chart. So some upward move, but not much. 5-minute also has that 5200 crossover inbound. Again, may reject for the same reason. 7.2 to 6.0 trending downward on the 5-minute chart. Taking a look at the 15. Which is going from 4.8 to 1.0. So 15-minute chart looking like a cyan switch. Watch out for rejections up here at 36.50. Look to take a move there off 31.50 and just looking to get out at like 32.25. Kind of basing that off of the continued buildup of momentum on the TTM 15, and going to take a look at the 30-minute chart. So the 30-minute is this is the one that's approaching a downward cross, which could, might not actually play out because of the momentum buildup. This one's going from 20 yellow to 17 yellow, so that's looking decent as well. So the buildup really has been on the TTM over longer time frames. We probably need to start trading longer time frames like that more consistently. At first, is like seems really easy to trade on the 1-minute chart, but over time, the longer term charts can confirm our moves better. Still red 412.50 on that. Just jump back in and checking Michelle's. For the 1 minute, as we need smaller times to build the larger times, to use largers, but I trade on the 1. I also trade on the 1 as well. That's kind of my favorite to trade. But as far as I like the longer time frames for helping me confirm moves. We are getting a breakdown below the 50 EMA on the 1-minute chart at the moment. I think that this may actually hold, though. Let's see what the... Oh, you can start to see the slope, the curve, though. Look at the curve right here of the 200. You can see right here the 200 is beginning to curl upward. And so that may indicate that we may start having more downward pressure. The more that the 200 and the 50 begin to go like this and converge on each other, the higher probability we have of a downward move. So it kind of chomps you up. If you're going long, that is. Momentum looking like 0.3 to 0.9 to 1.5 to 2.2. We do have some downward momentum. Look for support along 26 and a half. I don't know if we'll go down that low, but got a green dot form on the TTM 1 minute. 2.2 to 2.6. Doji there at the bottom, which could indicate some buying pressure. Sometimes it just feels like you're just hanging out. If this candle ends green over 30 minutes, it'll be the first, or red over the 30 minutes, it'll be the first red candle on the 30-minute chart in the last few hours since the open. The 5-minute, though, is nearing closer and closer to red on the TTM. 5.7 to 4.5. I feel like 9:15 might bring about some direction. Getting another little pop here. Going from 2.2 to 1.9. Okay, that looks reasonable. Got a sitting entry there at 32.25 for an exit at 33, but we're currently at 33. I think I'm going to cut that. I don't know that I want that. Just going to open my office door here. It's getting hot. Just give me a second. Ugh. All right. CTM looking like 2.0 to 1.9. So not a lot of momentum there. We're about an hour and a half away from the speech. I have to wait for the 9 to get above the 12 in order to take a long on this one. 2.0 to 1.9 to 1.7. What's the volume looking like? Because it kind of looks like it slowed down. Yeah, volume did slow down. Pretty much after this candle here, right before 9 o'clock. There's the fall down. And wait, switch to a 3-minute candle here real fast. .4 to 1.1 on TTM on the blue side. Cooling candle, I should say. Kind of slow. Not a lot of trades. Chilling here for a while. What speech? The speech of the Fed president, James Bullard. James Bullard is one of the Fed stars, if you will. Jay Powell obviously is the head honcho, head star, but James Bullard is also one of them as well. I'm just gonna throw this up here. Fill fair value gap before any real breakdown below. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I think that in order to really get this sort of like breakout that we're looking for to actually happen, I think that we're just going to continue to ride along these moving averages for a while. As you can see, it's kind of been riding along the 26 pretty decently. Oh, I said, as you can see, when I don't show my charts, there you go. Yeah, we've been kind of riding along the 26 simple. We're getting a little pop up yet again, but remember, this has been like really strong resistance here at around 34. 1 minute, getting a possible 1226 crossover. Potential for a cyan switch inbound. 1.7 to 1.1 to 0.4. So that's looking pretty decent for a cyan switch and possible crossover. Something to the evaluation side. And I'm going to look for an entry maybe off of 33.50. 9's above the 12. Join the bid here. Entered long 33.75 with 3 contracts. I'm looking to get out at 34.50. So it's a 3 and 3. 3 contracts, 3 ticks. That's the intention. 10 seconds left in this candle. We're pulling back down. We're down 3 ticks currently. Hands over the cover button. New candle opening green just above our entry. We're going to get out at the...
Order
there
filled.
we go. We got that. So we made back a lot of our lost profit on the day. We're down 94.94. Nice little cyan switch right there. And going to also just take a really small trade here for an entry off of 34.50. We're popping up towards 35. I don't know, my heart just started pounding. I think the last trade gave me like a brief anxiety for a moment there. And I have to breathe. Keep our psychology in order. Did get 2 ticks on that, made 75 back. We've been fluctuating between red and green today. Not our best day, but not our worst day, so can't complain too bad. This kind of ended up as a cup and handle. The resistance there is like it's like just above 35. It really is at 35, but you know, we do get some wicks through it. I can't really trust this this cyan switch here yet. I will say this though, on that cyan switch, the 9 is above the 12. We did just get a new crossover, which could result in a pretty decent move. Pull back to the 9 would be too far at the moment. If we pull back to the 9, we'll probably pull back to the 35. So at this particular point in time, 0.5 to 1.0 on the TTM. That's looking reasonable. It's not great, but it's not bad. Okay, getting a green dot on the TTM from 0.1 to 0.5 to 1.0. I'm going to look to go long here. Looking to enter around 34.50. Obviously, lower is better. Enter long at 34, and it did a little wonky donk thing on me, so I'm going to try to put this exit here at 34.75. 0.5 to 1.0 to 1.2. What was once a green dot has now become a red dot. And let's put this back on our bracket order so we don't have to. There we go, 30. You can't really take a trade right there in the eval, even though we've got the green dots. I can, but because it's just so close to the resistance level, I just don't want to. I'm going to cut this trade as well. take that profit if it'll let me out. Sometimes the market orders are just like not great. So we made 112.50 back on that. There's this random thing just chilling here. Just an error. So we're not in any contracts at the moment. Getting a pullback down, pullback now, pull down right now. How's that? Pull back, pull down, blah, blah. All right. If y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It really does help the community grow more than you might know. And also on top of that, y'all, we do have an amazing Discord community. It's joelstraight.com/Discord. But there's also a link in the description as well. I'll also type it. Here we go. joelstraight.com/Discord. On top of that, y'all, if you're looking to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. I love these guys. Amazing customer service. They're one of the few that offer a Discord community. And they do have the ability to earn funding as low as 10K and as high as $300,000. A vast majority of our viewers tend to pick this up over some of the other ones that are out there, and that is really because I actually believe in these guys. One of the things I really like about them has a lot to do with this as well. They allow you to trade multiple. So there's our current deal, 65% off. You can use the promo code JSBest, but they allow you to trade multiple softwares. The one thing I really like, and something that I just encountered when attempting to earn funding at a different prop firm as well, was that basically I was stuck with only NinjaTrader. And NinjaTrader is an amazingly powerful trading software, but it is not user-friendly, not to me anyway. And for somebody who is well-versed at learning a lot of different trading softwares, I personally found NinjaTrader to be incredibly challenging to use. It is insanely powerful. It's like it kind of to me felt like a Corvette engine inside of a Geo Metro though, and so it was really difficult for me to navigate around and get things to really function the way I wanted them to, and so that was why I just decided not to do it. But I am currently using Tradeovate, which I really like. And they also allow for TradingView and anything in the Rhythmic network, which is awesome. They do provide license keys to Tradeovate, and I'm not sure to provide them to TradingView, although it does, upon checkout, ask you if you would like to use TradingView. So my guess is that they do provide the license to that, which is awesome. Just the fact that they even allow Tradeovate is awesome. But yeah, check these guys out. Link in the description, promo code JSBest to lock in that lifetime discount, 65% off for life. On top of that, they do have a BOGO deal, which you guys saw here on the homepage, which was 65% off for life on that. The second one, you get the second account. If you purchase an identical one, you get the second one for free for the first month, and then it goes 65% off as well. So you would have two evaluations at 65% off, which is awesome. Crazy good deal. Personally, I'm working on the 50K right now, which allows me 8 contracts to meet $3,000 profit target. And I am also working on the 100K static evaluation, which is 2 contracts with a $2,000 profit target. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And I've been really happy with them. Let's jump back in and take a look and see what is going on. We are getting that drop down that we were talking about. This is... we were mentioning it when we were mentioning the 200 moving average beginning to curl upward. So I'm a little more inclined to start going short. We did pull all the way down to that resistance level or support level that we had drawn in earlier. Looking like 0.5 to 1.2 on the downside on the TTM. I'm going to look at going short here off of 26. I might regret it. It could just come right back up, but I think I need to be on like 2 ticks, just given the lower volume and lower momentum at this particular point in time. $1.2 to 1.7 on the TTM red. Now I'm going to cut this. And once again, back to where we started. Not where we started, but back to pretty heavily red on the day. Not heavy. 450. It's not terrible, but not ideal. Gonna take a look at the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute actually just got a downward cross on the 5,200 moving average. It's also approaching a 1226 crossover to the upside with a cyan switch. So watch out for resistance there at the EMA 35, which is right off 4136. We're pulling back up to 4130 at the moment. 9's above the 12. This actually seems pretty reasonable for a longer term trade. In long at 30.5. I'm going to look to get out up here at 34.25. So this is going to be a longer trade. That's going to take a while to play out, more than likely. But I'm taking this trade based off the 15-minute chart. Trying to trade longer time frames and just play with it. I could just take profits along the way. This is playing out pretty decently. We did just get a red-yellow move. 9 is still below 12. We are still above VWAP, which is good. $35 still above 50. 9 is below 12, though. I guess I'd be looking for a cyan switch. This was a really nice gap fill right here. New candle now. Nice big pop on that candle, too. Try to join the bid there. Missed the entry. I'm going to cut that now because that was the move. I'm not going to chase it like I did yesterday. Watch out for resistance at 34.25. So this trade that we entered at 30.5 on the 15-minute chart really actually worked out well for us. Put us on green. We based that on the 15-minute chart. I may start doing that a little bit more often. This is not my normal trade style, but that's okay. All I did was use my exact same strategy, but on a longer time frame. On the 15-minute, saw this cyan switch happening, and I took advantage of that. That was what I did. I also made that confirmation with this 9 getting above the 12 on the 15-minute chart. This is a new thing for me as of right now. As of this moment, you're watching me make this evolutionary change right now in this exact moment. Watch out for resistance on the EMA 35. Nope, blasting through it. Popping up through 37. 35 at 36.5. Getting some pretty heavy sells there. Doji at the top. 2 seconds left in this candle. The next one could rip or it could drop pretty heavily. I was potentially considering a move off of 3650. Seemed like a reasonable move. Looks like it would have worked. 9's above 12. We're getting that 1226 crossover. The 3650, maybe the support 36 and a quarter or so. Entered there at 35.75 on the 15-minute chart in the sim, and I'm looking to get out at 36.50. And I'm gonna. This is actually kind of nice for determining this trend. Just gonna put that exit there at 36. 0.7 to 3.0. I don't really know how to measure the TTM that much on the 15-minute chart, but I will say that it's easy enough to spot its direction. Switch to the 1. Getting zoomed on in here. So 0.7 to 1.3 to 1.7, moving to 0.4 on relatively low volume. This area had some high volume. Coming up on 9:30. Just take a little micro profit. We are green 225, but with all the trades, it might possibly be red. Find out. Yeah, we're actually red after fees. So there's a lot of sideways trading today. 1.7 to 2.0 on the TTM1. How is everyone else doing out there? Are you guys red, green? Watch out for the lunch shop. Yeah, I feel ya. That's what we do as traders. Grow. That's right. I'm in a plateau, but you know what? The plateau's clean, no dirt to be seen, and the work, it's fun. So, but on a realistic note, like that's really how a lot of growth happens. Is more or less like you'll see growth happen just like honestly like a chart. Like you'll see it happen in a sense where if you look at like moving averages, you'll sort of see it happen like in life. Growth a lot of times will look like this. Sometimes you're going backwards, and if you are, you have to change something or adapt in some way. But a lot of times it looks like this, where it's this sort of like up and down. You take this like 2 steps forward, and then you got this 1 step back, and then 1 step forward, and then you're not really going anywhere. Sometimes take multiple steps back, but then every now and then it'll click, and you'll get this like big rip up in life where all of a sudden you understand so much more than you did. I can tell you that I have not grown nearly as much as a trader over the 3-year period that I was trading until I started this stream. After starting this stream, I've grown by leaps and bounds. In the last 6 months that we've been doing this, my ability to get green and my accuracy and everything like that has gone up substantially. Absolutely, just substantially. Even though we've been struggling to actually pass the evaluation, we still have had incredibly accurate trading. I don't know what our accuracy is on the day today so far. 70-30, not my best. Usually I'm operating around 90% accuracy. So today at 70.30 is definitely one of my lower quality um, times. Yesterday we were 77.23. Um, and this is a new evaluation, so it only really has yesterday and today. But we've had other ones that were very accurate, and unfortunately, we will take like one really big loss that tends to kind of mess up our account. Um, but I look at like this account, which has actually failed. I wonder if it'll actually. Oh, it won't pull up. I guess not. Yeah, because it's failed. So, that's weird. I thought that I was still able to access those. All good though. Currently down 94.94 on the day. So basically $95 in the eval. I do think that we have the opportunity to get green. This would have been a really nice area here to get green, was from that bounce from 26 up to 36. It's like a 40 tick move. Wonder if we'll get another fall down and a rip up like that again. 3 minute has a possible crossover of that 5,200 inbound. We're streaming a little bit longer than we normally do today. So if y'all are chilling and you like what you're seeing here, please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and join in the community. We do have an awesome community in our Discord group, but just the YouTube community in itself, we love and appreciate you guys. 1.4 to 2.0 to 2.4 to 2.7 on the TTM3. 9 is above the 12. The 50 is down here at 28, and the 200 is there at 41. So they are converging over time. It's getting closer and closer. Pop up there to 37. 37 being that resistance level that was here at the 15-minute chart. As you can see right there, is that there at 36.50. We have room available up to 40. I'm gonna enter here off 37 if I can get an entry. Just popped up past me. Join the bid. Looking to jump into the eval side. Entered off 37.50, and I'm looking to get out actually at 39.50. Join the bid at 38.50 on the eval, and I kind of don't know if I want that trade. I'm going to just put it at 1 tick just to try and get out with profit.
Order
okay,
filled.
Well, looks like I should have kept it. Wow, that's a big rip. We got that on this side too. We're up 750 in the sim, so we are officially profitable in sim. Came up all the way to the 200 moving average, where it has a high likelihood of rejecting. That's the 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, which is at 41. So watch out for pretty heavy rejections here. Definitely should have kept this trade higher, but we're working our way back into profit on the day. We're down $71. That would have been an amazing trade. Look at that, from 38.50 all the way up to 41. Definitely could have gone for like 10 ticks there. Watch out for resistance up here, because we are at that 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart. 3.6 to 7.8 though. Moving average, or the 15-minute chart is looking very strong. Dude, I might start trading the 15-minute. This is pretty dope. 9 above the 12, and about to get a 12.26 crossover on the 15-minute chart. This is actually pretty dope here on the 15. I've not done this before. You can see the 50 EMA is beginning to curl towards the 200 simple moving average. And that would be a very nice crossover on the 15-minute chart, showing very strong bullish action. Speech happens in 1 hour, so we may get a lot of movement and momentum between now and then. I don't know that the lunch hour is going to really slow us down today because we've got that speech at a really odd time. It's at 10:30 Pacific, 1:30 Eastern. And so it's really kind of an odd time. Where's this 50 at? 50 is at 40. So the 50 EMA is there at 40, so it could be reasonable for some bounces off of 40 up to 42. This peaked at 44 almost. Jumping into the 5-minute chart. 5-minute has that 5200 cross inbound. If you look at the TTM5, it's beginning to switch to cyan from 2.2 to 2.9 to 3.7. So that's moving at about a factor of 0.6, which is in the momentum range. Jump to the 3-minute chart. We're likely seeing the same. So the 3-minute 200 moving average is actually very close to where it is on the 15, which is right there at 4150. The 50 EMA you can see has a very nice curl upward right there. We want that 50 point in the upward direction if we're going long. 2.4 to 3.4 to 3.9. So we had a movement of 1.0. Now we have a movement of half a point. So a little bit of consolidation here along this 200. Our next 3-minute candle is going to be at 9:39, which is just in about 1 minute. So I'm going to jump to the 1-minute chart. Upper band of the view app is up there at 57. I think that we need to see some pullback now. But to where? Why does it keep grabbing it? Doji at the top. I think a pullback to the 9 EMA, maybe consolidating along 39 and 40. 38.50 at the lowest. 7.5 to 7.5. It's not enough to really go short. I'm going to switch this over to 5 ticks. And I'm going to look to go short off 42. In short off 42. And I'm looking to go down to 40.75. Which we did get that trade up 937.50 now on the sim side. Now getting a bounce off of 41. And this went from 7.5 to 7.3 to 6.8. Half a point movement to the downside. Movement down to 30. I'm going to call it 40. Moving down to 40 seems pretty reasonable. Going short off 41.50 in the eval. Missed the entry. Or sorry, not the eval, the sim. Missed the entry. Just going to short market. In short at 41.75. Could be going the wrong direction here since we are in this flag pattern. Because of that, I'm actually going to put my sell order just like 1 tick below. I may just have to cut this. But look, if we're lucky, we'll get that fill. Yeah, we did. Okay. Up 10.50 in the sim. I'm trading the sim at the moment. So I'm trying to test this this short strategy here. And what I'm testing really is this fact that we're hitting that 200 resistance there, and sort of it's acting as support. The 200 resistance on the longer time frames, it's kind of acting as support, and we're getting some pullback while we accumulate. All right. Gonna catch up on these comments because there's quite a lot that I have not read. So green for the day. We read that one. I need to bring my paper IRA back up. Yeah, plateau. is better than behind. That is very true. No more 4 steps behind for every 1 step forward. Truth. Yeah, I feel the same. Origin Code. Origin Code is one of our amazing members inside of our Discord community. So be sure y'all join into that. Um, all right. We do have a flag on the play that you all can see right there. A pullback to the 9 would not be horrible. The 9 EMA and a bounce off that. That's almost there at 41. Let's take a look at the longer time frame. We're coming up on a new 15-minute candle, but I think we just got to do 5. We do have a new 5, which is getting a green dot on TTM, going from 2.2 to 2.9 to 3.6. BRB, 1 second. All right, we back. 4140, kind of hanging out there. I'm going to switch to the 1 minute, and I want to measure volume. This candle was crazy at 8,400, but a lot of our other candles are showing up around 1,600, 1,700 in volume. Up 1050 on the day in the 10 gross, I should say. That's our amazing Discord community. So let's see, 90. So we're at 392.40 in fees. That's our 1050. So we did get green. We're up 657.60 on the day. And we're continuing to accumulate here. We may see another big drop like this one or another big rip like this one. I'm more inclined on the bullish side since we do have all the moving averages are pointing to upward momentum. And we do have this flag forming here. I think a lot of people are going to be accumulating along this 40 area, 41. And I think they'll be looking to see a nice big rip. Rip side looking towards 50. I'm going to put this at 15 ticks, and I'm going to look to enter at 41.50. Seems like it's not wanting to fill me at 41.50. I'm going to try for 42. All right. And I'm looking to get out all the way up here at 45.75. And I'm going to jump to the evaluation. This peaked here at 43.75. Damn, I was about to enter that. Taking that profit. If it'll fill me, it's sometime soon. All right, up 14.25 in the sim. Watch out for resistance along 45, but we do have room up to 50. Here's that new 15-minute candle. $15-minute momentum going from 3.0 to 8.1 to 12.8. So movement of 4 points. Also have a possible 5,200 crossover right there. It's super close to it. So it did cross to the downside right here. But it looks like it's about to cross back up. This one's at 40 and a quarter and 41 and a quarter. So we're about $1 apart. So probably another 15 minutes, looking at about 10 o'clock. Big pullback on that off of that 45 zone. Pullback did not last. It pulled down to 41.50 and just right back up to 43. Getting some really good whips. Switching to the 3-minute chart. Swipping to the 3-minute chart. We swipping it up. 41.31 on the 50 and 41.41. So these are about 10 minutes apart. Or $10 apart, not minutes. I'm sorry. 4.5 to 5.6 to 6.6. Talking about a great comeback on the day. It was a hell of a lot of trading, though. But whatever. 41.44 now. And resistance there at 45.75. Looking for an entry off of 43.50. Move past our entry and put us in at 43 and a quarter. And I'm going to look to get out at 45.75. 1 minute chart still has some cooling going on. So that one bounced off the 12. 5.0 to 4.8 to 4.5. TTM's kind of leveling off up here. Tried to join the bid at 44.75. I wanted to actually get in down here. I think I maybe chased this one a little bit. My exit is there at 45.50. Definitely should have got in around 44. I'm going to put my exit at 45, which is only one tick. But if we can get out with a little bit of profit on that, I'll be okay with it. I just don't want it to pull back. We're in 3 contracts, and we're down 150 on it at the moment. Our trailing max is at 450, 526 now. I recognize that this is not the greatest trade. In fact, I don't actually like this trade, and I might cut it. We got a double doji up there. Trailing max is at 450. I just want this to come up and test 45. There we go. We got out. We made one tick. That was a bad trade, in my opinion. We made profit, but it was a bad trade. I say it was a bad trade because, number one, I didn't select my entry at 44. I put my entry too high, 3 ticks too high. And I say that it was too high because a couple of reasons. Number one, this was a doji at the top. You guys know that I typically don't trade dojis at the top because a lot of times they get a pullback. So that was number one. Number two, the other thing that was wrong with this trade was that I kind of chased it. So I made the same mistake that I made yesterday where we had there was a move there, a very brief move, more or less like a 10-second move, which, by the way, Trade-Evade does have seconds charts, which is pretty cool. You can switch over here and change to a 10-second chart. So if you are into trading on a 10-second chart, this could be a really cool function for you. But this I think is just absolutely badass. Nobody really, not nobody, but a lot of platforms only offer 1 minute. So this is really pretty cool. Anyway, switching back over to the 1 minute chart. But the other thing that was wrong with this trade was that that was the main thing, was that I chased it like I did yesterday. And the very, very brief moment that trade was there was literally the exact same thing that happened yesterday. It was a brief moment. It went up and made the trade happen, and then it came back down. And then yesterday I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll get another mirror opportunity. And that was kind of the same logic subconsciously that happened here. that made it, in my opinion, not a good trade. Gratefully, we got out with profit, but I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm not going to do that again. So, but it did work out. So lucky us. Trailing max is at 631. We're down $47 on the day on this particular account. So there was only a 1 tick trade. This was a 1 tick trade on 3 contracts. We're getting a fall down. I totally even forgot that I was in a trade here on the paper side. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. Movement looking like 4.2 to 3.8 to 2.8 to 2.2. Got out with a little micro profit on that one. I decided to reduce my sell order on that one, basically because I'm seeing the TTM die down a lot. So sometimes a little luck is all we need. How's the day going? Michael, it is going decent. It's going good now on the sim side. The eval, we were up 230. Then we eventually became down 300 something. And we've worked our way back. We're down $47 in the evaluation, but we did come back from being down like negative 350 or so. So I'm not too upset with it. Most of my trading on the day, I've been pretty consistent. I've been pretty good on my trading on the day. I do think that I could have gone for larger moves for a lot of the ones. I kind of got scared out of my position on a few of them. The biggest loss of the day, I got scared out of my position and cut it at my risk because I actually went past my risk by about 2 ticks, and then I cut it and it ripped right back up. So 47 is a wash. Yeah, contract fees, no stress. Exactly. Yeah, I feel the exact same way with it. So that's pretty much how I'm looking at it as well. It's pretty much just a wash. We're doing very good in the sim though. The sim, we've taken 96 contracts. We factor in our fees and then we take out our profit. So we're up 1,043 in the sim. So pretty decent day on the sim side. I'm going to pull that 15-minute chart up again. So the 15 still has that 5,200 cross potential. We'll have a new 15-minute candle at the top of the hour at 10, which is in about 5 minutes. We have a new 5-minute candle on the way in about 45 seconds. Kind of consolidating still along that 40-41 area. 8.1 to 12.3. So we are still stacking momentum on the TTM on the 15-minute chart. And we got 9 above 12 and that crossover on the 26 as well. So 15-minute chart is looking solid for another rip soon. 5-minute chart says 5,200 crossover inbound. It's a ways out though. They're a $10 difference. Actually, they're about a $20 difference. Yeah, 41.31 to 41.50. So long way to go on a 5,200 cross on the 5-minute chart. But still some stacking on the TTM on them for momentum rip. 3.6 to 4.9 to 5.7 to 5.8. So that's like leveling off to 5.8. So TTM is actually leveling off on the 5-minute chart. And you can see now we just got a cooling candle as well. So we may actually get some continued pullbacks below 40, maybe down to 35. So taking a look at the 5-minute, that is. Switching to the 3-minute chart, which is a lot closer to the 5,200 cross. And this is down at 33 on the 50 and 41 on the 200. And pretty decent downward angle on the 200 moving average. Pretty good upward angle on the 50 EMA. So, not bad so far. So, by the way, if y'all chilling, hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications because it does really help the community grow a lot. You would actually be surprised. Basically, for every like, a lot of times, this is just something I've noticed from analytics and whatnot. For every like, YouTube shows us to 3 more people, which is amazing. Like, that's so cool. I thank you, YouTube, for helping this community grow. The whole reason why I started this community was just really, I just kind of felt like there was a lot of negative voices and a lot of flexing going on in the trading niche, but just a lot of negative voices overall out there in the social media sphere and the news cycle and all that type of stuff. I just wanted to be a place where people could go and it could just be a positive refuge away from all of that stuff. Place where we can actually talk about things like entrepreneurship or philosophy, talk about like things like energy or chakras or anything that is moving us towards a positive energy as a human race. And that's really why I wanted to start this thing. It's just all about humans, which actually, like some of the books that we got in the background, we've got Everyone is an Alien When You're an Alien Too, which is a amazing, lighthearted story. Really just about the entire human experience. It's great for kids of all ages. I love that book. My wife loves that book. I actually bought that book for her as a gift one year. And we've got The Psychology of Money, which I'm currently reading. I got 2 chapters left. And this is really about the human side of money, which I think is really not talked about enough. And you guys have heard us talk on this stream here about when we're talking about trading, that if a lot of traders are like, you need to take all your emotion out of it. I disagree with that logic. I think that when you take all your emotion out of it, you negate your gut feeling, you negate your instincts, and you negate your inherent knowledge that you just have. Sometimes you just get a feeling about something and it doesn't necessarily make sense, but it does work out. And sometimes it works out really well. So I think that ignoring your emotions just means you're ignoring one set of data points inside of your brain, inside of your body. Your emotions, like emotional intelligence, in my opinion, is a real thing. And that doesn't just mean understanding our emotions or understanding how to control them or know how to interpret them. It also means how to like use it as a tool for knowledge in order to make decisions. And that's one of the things that we like to discuss a lot of the times on here. We're getting a pullback to around 36.50. We might get some really nice bounces here. We bounce off 36.50 straight up to 38. I'm gonna look for an entry off of 37. I don't know if we'll pull back that far. Nope. I cut that because this one actually ended up opening with a little pop there. And to me, it looked like it may actually pop into the 9 and then reject down. So I cut that real quick before it filled. So on the 1-minute chart, we're getting a ride along the EMA 50. This one is usually really great for bounce moves. And we're going to be looking for a red yellow on the TTM1. Contract size, let's see. We still have reasonable volume in the market. So it's moving like it's low volume, but there is decent volume here. 2.8 to 2.8. So we have a pretty high potential for a red to yellow move here in the next minute or so. 2.79 to 2.86 to 3.0. And we did get that bounce just under the 50. Getting a pullback now to about 38.50. I'm gonna look for an entry there of 38.50. Missed it. Just gonna join the bid here. Jumping to the evaluation side, and I'm gonna look for an entry off of like 39. I guess 39.75. 38.50 would have been a better move. I've got a standing order at 39.50.
Order
Got
filled.
the entry long off 39.50. I'm looking to get out 40.25.
Order
Okay,
filled.
we did get that trade. We are officially back into profit on the day. We are up $51.34 in our evaluation. We still have some ways to go in order to get back into profit on the account, as well as to get back towards earning towards that $3,000 profit target. But we're back in profit on the day, and we've brought our trailing max back up to 730. My goal is to get our trailing max back to 2,000. Getting a really nice pop here. Sorry, switching back into our Discord group by accident. So our entry here was in the sim is off 39.75, and we're pulling all the way up to 42.50s. I'm going to take this profit off. 1837.50 now on the day in the sim. We're streaming for a lot longer than we normally do today. We're streaming all the way past 10. 2.8 to 2.4. Now big drop down there. A lot of contracts just dropped. Wow. Did y'all see that? So we were ripping up, and then all of a sudden the volume just spiked massively to the downside. Big sell off there. Because we were at 2.4 and it instantly changed to 3.0 on the TTM. That is crazy to go to make an entire momentum move of 0.6 just instantly within a second. So that was pretty nuts. You can see this was almost completely sell orders on our bulls bears. There is probably 10% buy versus sell overall. Now that of course could be people going short all of a sudden here, but whatever the case is, shorts are still counts as sell orders. So pulling back to 37. We'll see if we get a bounce off the EMA 50 again, but this is more looking like it's a short move now. 2.9 to 3.0 to 3.7 to 4.2, almost 4.1. We'll see if we bounce up, but one thing to note, the 200 simple moving average has a really sharp incline to it, and it is crossing above the VWAP. Now, as you guys know, this is just a pattern recognition thing that I've been noticing. It's not a strategy, but it's just something I've been noticing. A lot of times when the 200 gets above the VWAP, we have a trend reversal to the downside potential inbound. We did get that 15-minute new candle. We never checked it out, so let's take a look at it now. Momentum on the 15-minute looking like 3.0 to 8.1 to 11.5. Sorry, 11.75 to 14.9. So we're actually kind of leveling off a little bit, because if you measure the difference here, we went from 3 to 8, which is 5 points, from 8 to 11.75, which is 3.75 points, to 15, which is 3.25 points. So we do have some leveling off there. Definitely a lot of resistance there at the 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart, which is 41.50. And I think this is one of our longest streams that we've ever done. But if y'all are chilling, y'all hanging out, like and subscribe. Richest Man in Babylon. That is a dude. Okay, so I have read about 90% of that book, but I don't own it. That is one of the books that I don't own, and I need to buy that book, because that is a really, really great book. That's Could we be seeing a Head and Shoulders? Yeah. Richest Man of Babylon was a really great book. So I definitely need to purchase that book. I'd like to find an older copy of it. A lot of books like Think and Grow Rich, for example, like Think and Grow Rich has entire pages that are completely edited out of the book. If you look at one of the original printings or the first like 20 years of printing of Think and Grow Rich versus printings after 1960s, after the 1960s, there are massive amounts of that book just missing. Um, and so, I really like to find older copies of a lot of the books because a lot of that stuff just gets taken completely out. But yeah, Richest Man of Babylon, that one's a dope book. I do have a lot of other ones up here of everything from Art of War to Laws of Power to Tools of Titans to yeah, I got a lot of books. A lot of the books I have are from my entrepreneur days. Which I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I can't like not be an entrepreneur. 11.75 to 15.1, 15.2 on the 15-minute chart, which we've been trading a lot of today. We've been seeing support off the 9 and off the 35 on the 15-minute chart. The 9 is down there at 35, and the EMA 35 is at 37. And currently we're at 40, resistance at 41. Still have that possible 5200 cross. The 50 is right here at 40. And the 200 is there at 41 and a quarter. Jumping to 5-minute. I can't remember I'm trying to remember the character's name in Richest Man of Babylon. The one that that like wants to be wealthy and goes and seeks that mentor dude. Man, that's been too long. Another one that's really good is The Alchemist with Palacuelo or by Palacuelo. I hope I pronounced that right. I think 4150 is basically going to be the line in the sand on the day. We do have that speech coming up in about 20 minutes or so from James Bullard. So this ended up with a red yellow move that we did not take. I guess I should have been taking that. $35 and $50 are still in the proper location. We've got a possible crossover inbound. I would want to see the 9 get above the 12. Right now, it's kind of all spaghetti up. I'm going to get like super zoomed in order to tell. The 9's still below the 12 at the moment. I'd also want to see a cyan switch, which looks like we could probably get that 2.2 to 1.5 to 0.9. 9's above the 12 now. It's looking a little bit more solid for a potential run up. 1.5, basically 1.6 to 1.0. The 9 is, I was about to say, if it does reject here, because the 9 has not fully crossed. We need the candle to actually close with the 9 EMA above the 12 EMA. If the candle doesn't close with it that way, then this likely will end up as a false break. Sorry to be so zoomed in there on that chart. I could also go like this. I don't really need that other sidebar, but then this thing looks weird to me now. I'm like used to trading that smaller chart. We can give it a try though. I don't know. Level 2 can get smaller. We don't need that much information on the level 2. There. I can kind of like step back a little bit. Don't have to be so close. We're up 1887 or 1837.50 on the day in the sim. We're green on the 50K again, which is great. 230 was our max, I think, on the day in the 50K. Here it is. Let's take a look. So our accuracy in the 50K today was 77%. So okay. It's not our normal 92%, but it's pretty decent. We had that one big loss, which we came back from. So our peak on the day was 268.36 was our peak P&L on the day. And we ended up red. So we were down 391.12, and we worked our way back from that. And currently we're up at 51 and some change. So not bad. Not a bad day. 51.34. I definitely could have done a lot better. But, you know, we can always do better, right? That's kind of the point. By the way, what do you guys think of the new background? This is brand new as of today. Put it together last night. We got Psychology and Money. Everyone's an alien. You're an alien too. We've got a little wooden digital clock. My nice little pineapple. And then we've got a 1986 Toyota Corolla. That's an AE86 for all my drift fans out there. Nice little rock scene set up for it. So James Bullard should be speaking soon. I don't think he's going to have the same kind of impact as Jerome Powell. But we did have a lot of news reports drop today, CPI data, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's definitely one of our longest streams ever as well. So if you guys are chilling, you are hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Also, too, guys, if you guys are trying to earn funding in the futures market, once again, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. I love them. Amazing customer service. They're one of the only prop firm that I even know of that has a Discord community. There's probably some other ones that do, but these are the only one that I actually know of. They do have a Discord community that is very active and very helpful, so that you can speak with other traders as well and get help, you know, in any way that you may need it potentially. They have a wide variety of plans to choose from. A very sort of eclectic mix that you're just not going to find anywhere else. They've got one-step evaluations. But they've also got the fast track evaluations, pretty unique to them. This is where you can pick up a large account for very inexpensive, and it allows you to trade pretty reasonably high numbers. And this one does have a time limit on it. There's no rebill on this one here. Currently, they're offering 65% off as well right now. This goes till tomorrow at about 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's a 65% off plus this buy one get one free. What that means is when you pick up an evaluation, if you pick up an identical evaluation, say 275K evaluations, that means that your first 75K evaluation would be down at $64.75 locked in price for life. Okay, if you use the link in the description and the promo code, and if you pick up a second 75K evaluation, you'll get the first month free And after that, it'll go to 65% off. Again, locked in for life. So that would mean that you'd be looking at 129.50 to get access to 150 grand. That'd be two 75K accounts for less than the price of one. So ridiculously inexpensive when you look at the grand scheme of things. To get access to that much trading power for that little is, in my opinion, the deal of a lifetime. There is a link in the description. The promo code is JSBEST. Just make sure that whatever plan you decide to go with, click the See More Details link here. And every one of them has it, and it'll explain how the evaluation works. You want to make sure that you understand that fully and completely so that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into and exactly how to pass the evaluation. I think the 25K, the 50K, and the 75K, in my own personal opinion, are one of the best deals out there. Specifically, the 50 and the 75 are, in my opinion, one of the best. So make sure you check these guys out. Link in the description. Promo code is JSBEST. The 25K evaluation allows you 3 contracts and only has a profit target of 1,500. It's pretty low, all things considered. I think I've made 1,500 several times in my evaluations. So yeah, check those guys out. If you'd like to earn funding yourself in the futures market and you're ready to take that journey. Does look like we're getting closer to a pullback now. I could see a pullback all the way down to the 200 moving average. It's right here at 30. Currently at 35. Kind of going sideways though. You can see we had support down here at the same area. And when I say going sideways, you see the TTM is kind of sideways. The price action is pretty minimal. Although, hey, maybe we'll get that pullback down to 30 to the 200 moving average after all. But that's on the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna take a look at the 3 minute chart as well, which had a 5,200 crossover inbound potential. But you can see the 50 is actually beginning to curve downward. When that moving average starts pointing downward, there's a higher probability that we're going to see more downward moves. We're also getting very close to a blue to red on the TTM3. Taking a look at the 15-minute chart, which we saw had really strong resistance there at that 200 moving average. No longer a crossover inbound on the 5,200. You can see the indicator went away, and you can see that the 50 is now pointing to the downside. So we do have some information that is starting to come in that is saying, hey, we may get some push downward. So it may be time to start looking at some shorts. 11.75 to 14.6 to 16.8. You can see also too that the TTM is beginning to kind of lose momentum and start to level off. So we may, over the next 15 minutes, start to see some of that begin to drop. Now, at 10:30 is when James Bullard is supposed to speak. So we may see what happens to the market at that time. But whatever the case may be, there's a lot of opportunity potential when that happens. Now, I in the past, when I've seen James Bullard speak, I've seen it not necessarily affect the markets nearly as much as when Jerome Powell speaks, but it does move markets. And there were a lot of market reports today. So having said all that, guys, I think I'm getting decision fatigue now, and I think I'm starting to get a little burnt out. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 33 minutes or so, longer than we normally do. If you guys would take a moment to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and maybe share it with a friend, might be something, that would really help the community grow. And we would love and appreciate you guys for that. Of course, guys, we do have an amazing Discord community where I am about to post my results and my reflection on the day. So if that is something that you're interested in, maybe my thoughts on the day, my thoughts on my trades, what I did right, what I did wrong, all those types of things, I usually post that pretty much daily at the end of every stream. So I'd love to see you guys there. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down now. I want to thank you guys for showing up, and much love and appreciation. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Tomorrow's Friday. It's the last day of the Elite Trader Funding 1-year anniversary sale. That is currently 65% off. BOGO for life. Make sure you check out the link in the description and the promo code. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Much love and appreciation. Peace.